Thank you for joining Wars of the Roses. As we continue with Part 24, the Book of Concealment, Book 5, the written word of Kabalism, second period from the Doctrine and Literature of the Kabalah by Arthur Edward Waite. 2. The Book of Concealment. The Sepher Dzenioutha, the Book of Concealment or of Occultation, to which so much prominence has been given by occult writers, is not, therefore, as they occasionally seem to suppose, the beginning of the great cycle entitled the Zohar. In the Sulzbach edition, edited by Rosenroth, it begins at 176b and ends at 178b of the second volume. Most editions are either paged in correspondence with one another or refer readers to the pagination of the previous codices. Among early codices, that of Lublinensis follows the Cremona edition, which, though used by Rosenroth for his references, was regarded by him as inferior to the simultaneous or slightly prior edition of Mantua. The latter he terms invariably Codex Correctus. From the silence of occultists on the subject of the Zohar proper, it might be judged that they do not regard it as of great occult importance. But there is a simpler explanation which, as seen, is not far to seek. The Book of Concealment, on the contrary, though small in its dimensions, is of the highest occult importance. It is regarded as the root and foundation of the Zohar, as it is generally understood, and also as the most ancient portion of that collection, which is almost provably correct. It has been said further that it is a theogony comprised in a few pages, but with developments more numerous than the Talmud. In a word, for occultists, the Book of Concealment and the Book of Formation are the fountainheads of all Kabalism. The Hebrew term which is rendered mystery, concealment, or modesty by Isaac Myers is given as concealed mystery by Mathers, without pretending that the version is actually literal. For Sepher Dzenioutha, Rosenroth gives Liber Occultationis. The work is concerned with the manifestation of the divine being as the term of his concealment in the eternity which preceded manifestation. The first chapter deals with the development of the vast countenance, the image of the Father of all things, the macroprosopos, when equilibrium had been established in the universe of unbalanced forces. This countenance, which is referred to Kether or the crown, is compared by the Zoharistic commentators to the tongue of a balance, lingula examinis. When equilibrium obtained, the countenance was manifested, the Ancient of Days appeared, God issued from his concealment. This symbolism of the balance depicting the harmony of the universal order is the keynote of the treatise, which, in its own words, is the book describing the libration of the balance. The balance is suspended in the place which is no place, that is to say, in the abyss of deity. And it is said to be the body of macroprosopos, referring to the Sephiroth wisdom and understanding, which are the sides of the balance. The countenance, which no man knoweth, is secret in secret, and the hair of the head is like fine wool hanging in the equilibrium. The eyes are ever open, and the nostrils of the Ancient One are as two doors whence the Spirit goes forth over all things. But the dignity of all dignities is the beard of the countenance, which also is the ornament of all. It covers not only macroprosopos as with a vestment, but also the Sephiroth wisdom and understanding, called here the Father and the Mother, descending even unto microprosopos. And it is divided into 13 portions, flowing down as far as the heart, but leaving the lips free. Blessed is he, says the text, who receiveth their kisses. From the 13 portions there descend as many drops of purest balm, and in the influence of all do all things exist, and all are concealed. The Book of Concealment, though small, as I have said, in its compass, is full of digressions which destroy its continuity and make the sense difficult to extract. In addition to the manifestation of macroprosopos, it shows how the most ancient one expanded into microprosopos, to whom is referred the name tetragrammaton, whereas I am is that of the first ancient. The letter I, which is the first of the tetragrammaton, corresponds to the Sephira wisdom, the supernal H to understanding, of which microprosoptis is the issue, corresponding to the 6 Sephiroth from mercy to the foundation inclusive, and referred to the letter V. It will be seen, therefore, that the primal manifestation of deity, which is connected with the conception of the crown, has no other name than that which proclaims his self-existence, and that the Hebrew Jehovah is in a sense a reflected God. Macroprosopos, although manifesting in the crown, is still regarded as ever hidden and concealed by way of antithesis in respect of microprosopus, who is both manifest and unmanifest, when the life-giving influx rushes forth from the Ancient One. Amid the intolerable refulgence of that great light, the likeness of a head appears. The distinction between the two countenances is the distinction of the profile and the full face, for whereas the God of reflection is manifested fully, the great countenance is only declared partially, whence it is perhaps inexact to speak of microprosopus as a reflection, as he is rather a second manifestation taking place in the archetypal world. From the sides of the lesser countenance depend black locks, flowing down to the ears. The eyes have a threefold hue, resplendent with shining light, and a threefold flame issues from the nostrils. The beard, considered in itself, has 9 portions, but when that of macroprosopus sheds down its light and influence, they are found to be 13. Though the ineffable name is referred to the vast countenance, it is also said that the manifestation of microprosopus is represented by the ordinary letters of the tetragram, his occultation by the transposition of the letters. The Book of Concealment is described in its closing words as the withdrawn and involved mystery of the king, and as it is added that blessed is he who cometh and goeth therein, knowing its paths and ways, there is urgent need for some explanation of its significance. This, as we shall see later on, was unfolded in many rabbinical commentaries which are all confessedly posterior to the period of the public promulgation of the Zohar. There are, however, 2 works possessing the same authority as the Book of Concealment, for which also the same authorship is claimed, and constituting extensions of that work. The first of these will be the subject of some consideration in the next section. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment, and if you can, please consider donating to Wars of the Roses. Links to PayPal and Patreon are in the description. Thank you so very much.